I'm a part of a bunch of communities, but most of them are based on my interests because I love hackathons. I'm a part of a community with Major League Hacking. They have their own Discord server, and there are a lot of hackathons being organized in that community, which I love. I'm also, I think I can open up my Discord and there would be at least 10 servers that I'm joined to, but I occasionally, like, I do like remove them from my list if they're not uh, something that I hoped they would be, and so it's always there. There are some other communities. For example, there's a women in tech community that I absolutely love. I think there is a community in Delhi which is Google developers, an amazing community itself, which I'm a part of. Again, all of these were based on my interests as student developers and are based on my interest right now. Even in London, when I'm working for Google, I'm part of communities within Google because it's a very important community culture within the company, based on my interests. So let's say and it's not just for tech. The other day, so I'm living alone in that country, and so I do want to learn how to cook to actually survive. And so there is a community of people who are learning how to cook together, and it's a great experience altogether. So again, it serves the purpose of you finding the right people to socialize with. At the same time, you stay motivated to achieve your goals. So again, it's a fun thing, but all of these communities are based on my interests. You can find one that works best for you. Yeah, I think I'm pretty vocal about the myths that go around in the software engineering world, I would say. For example, the one myth that we just addressed earlier was between platforms, the platform war. I mean, what do you care? Do you really care about the platform, or do you really want Twitter or LinkedIn, one of the platforms, to win? You don't. You care about your role. You care about your own goals. You care about whether you want to have that job or whether you want to have that opportunity. It doesn't matter from which platform you get it. It matters that you find that right opportunity for yourself. And so don't get into all of those myths that are going around. Don't get into all of that war. Just find the right things for you. And I know a lot of people can tell you about their experiences, but the one thing that will set you apart is if you try things for your own self. So if you want to make an opinion about a platform, try it. If you want to make an opinion about a technology, try it first before going ahead and speaking about it. So yes, it all comes down to that. And if you really want to know some of the misconceptions, like while you're building a profile, honestly, there aren't any. But the one thing that pops up my head, like a lot of people do that mistake, is that they put everything in the experiences section. Don't do that. And the reason that I'm saying don't do that is because not because it's like a bad thing or something, but let's say you are progressing in your career, you would be increased, like you would have more experiences in general in future. And then when someone is looking at your profile, they won't find the right experience to associate you to, and they won't be able to give you the right opportunity because they will be so confused when they look at your profile. So if you have an honor award, put it in that section. If you have a volunteer work, put it in that section. It's easier for just the recruiter to track your work experiences, understand where you're coming from. The one thing that when you're building a LinkedIn profile would help you is also get it reviewed by a bunch of folks, because sometimes you miss a bunch of things which other people. Yeah, I mean, and it's not something who has to be in tech in general. It's just anyone. You can also ask a friend of yours to review it for you, because anyone who's looking at your profile would, and if is looking for some role, would be looking for something specific. So it's just a matter of how whatever point you're trying to make, whatever point you're trying to make, you're actually making it through your profile. And so getting it reviewed is one way to go. And if you spend some time, like I spent a lot of time working on my LinkedIn profile when I was a student, because I was working on my skills and I wanted to actually present those skills as well. And that was the only platform I knew how to go to at that point. I mean, I was a second year student and there was nothing else that I could do to actually promote my projects. And so that's how I went about LinkedIn at first. But slowly and steadily, it turned into me going to a bunch of conferences, and me getting invited to a bunch of conferences, and also me sending invites for conferences. So all of this gets put together. And from there, I think slowly, once you are in the community, once you are in the field, all of these myths would just go away. You have to actually be in the tech community to actually realize what are the myths that go about. So form an opinion of your own is what I would say. I mean, that's one thing that my dad always told me. You should always be willing to hear what the others have to say, because they might have some good points, but at the end of the day, you have an opinion and a personality of your own, which you want to focus on. So keep that in mind, keep that as your zero goal, and you would be fine. And I think the one thing that would help you the most is don't facilitate into the noise that we talked about earlier. LinkedIn platform is a great way to network and connect with the right people if you are actually using it in a positive way. Be respectful of other people. At the same time, when you're posting content, try to make sure that it is based on your opinion about anything that you want to post about. But I would very much recommend you to be respectful. Disrespect is not the way to go on any professional platform. The other thing that I have seen a lot is, like, in terms of contributing to the noise, is when you're speaking about something, it's very much more valuable and much more credible if you have the right credibility to support it. If you have something that actually like portrays that you know what you're talking about. And so if you, let's say, have built a project with, let's say you built a project in Java, and so you're now speaking about that project, that's great. Definitely, you should do that. It's something that you build. It's something that you have the right to speak about. But if you are forming your opinions based on somebody else's opinion, then everybody, like, people might not look at you, like, honor your opinion the same way that they would have if they have seen like something credible. So that's the other thing. The third thing that I would say is, when you are posting content on LinkedIn, or when you are commenting and reaching out to people, it's I know it's really easy to be overwhelmed and to be shy about it, that, hey, am I asking the right question? Is my question silly? Something like that. But you would never know unless you ask, right? And honestly, it doesn't matter. You would be asking a question, even if it's silly, the other person might respond to it, and you would have the answer to your question, which is exactly the goal, which is exactly what you wanted. And the other thing that you can think about it is in a way that a lot of people have the same questions, but it's only you who asked, which actually gives you the right to continue that conversation. If you want, ask more questions, learn about their experiences, and also give you an edge when you're creating your profile. So yeah, I think these are some of the general tips that I have. I would say I check my Twitter and my LinkedIn in passing each day. I also have, so it's very easy to get swayed away in social media and then not get any actual work done. And you don't want that. You want to actually be working on something productive and then spend time on these platforms to facilitate those the work that you do, right? So what I've done is I have summaries, I have notification summaries set up in my phone, which basically means that I don't see LinkedIn or Twitter notifications if I don't want to, and it's only set for so at certain times of day, like first at 12 p.m. I get a summary of all the notifications that I have for LinkedIn. Again, it is something that is in day to day, I'm doing it that way. But if I'm looking for like a certain opportunity, if I'm waiting to hear back from someone, I do post, just keep checking my notifications for a bit. So I would say I don't check it that regularly during my day to day. But if there is something really important that I have to keep looking into, then I do check it. I would say I check it once a day just to make sure I don't miss any messages. If I want to post something, I posted it on time. If I want to share about an opportunity, then I just respect the opportunity's deadline and also share it with the folks. And so it again depends upon how you want to do it, but don't get swayed away too much into using social media and not get any work done at the end of the day.